はい。どうしようかな。無音になっちゃうかもしれないし、あれです。一生世界終わらせると思います。大丈夫だよ。ミューズスコア開いて音声入らなくなるとかないよね。ミューズスコア開きながらディスコード使うとたまに死ぬんだよな、ディスコードが。大丈夫だよね。はい。マジで咳が止まらん。咳が止まらんのに今日人から言っちゃった。人からもうめっちゃ薬邪魔。人から言って2時間歌っちゃった。ダメだ。まだミューズスコアを起動してないんだよな。ちょっと待ってね。ビデオとか起動してる。いらねえ。世界が終わるまでは。今日はめっちゃ水を飲むので多分ゴクゴクすると思います。ミュートはなるべくする。忘れることもある。ミューズスコア 4.0。 これアップデした方がいいな。ガチで久し今テケテンしたわ。デスクトップ音声入れてないからあれだけど。こうか。もう久しぶりすぎて使い方一瞬分かんなかった。やべ、間違えた。どんだっけなこれ。やべ、わかんねえ。わかんなくなっちゃった。こうか。あまりにも久しぶりすぎて。一回作り直そう。やべ、ツイッター開いてるのがバレる。キロキロ言っちゃった。これ画面が映せるわけでもないから変わり映えしないな。 キーはなんだ C かな。テンポが分かりません。テンポ調べます。キー分かんのにテンポ分かんねえよ。いつもそうだ。あー、なんか余計な文字入っちゃったマイクに向かって咳払いをしない。と104か。そうなんだ。104小説はとりあえず192ぐらいにしとこう。キー C で合ってるよな。違うかな。いやー待てー、いろんな BPM 出てきやがる。どれわからん。あれ使おう。あー違う。さすがにあるよな。いや待って、これキーが出てくるわけじゃないんだった。間違えた。いいや、普通に調べよう。104だよね。100、もう分からん分からん。 BPM 難しい。とりあえずこれで一回作って。やばい、マイククソ邪魔で画面見えないわ。あ、上に上げればいいのかこれ。いや、パソコンの画面を使った方がいいのか、モニターの画面を使った方がいいのか。パソコンかな。マイク邪魔だわ。マイク離そう。実家行った時は楽譜作って印刷してたんだけど、今プリンターがないので、プリンターはないし iPad はあるので iPad で見えるようにしておけば練習は困んないぞ。キーボードと iPad 両方持つの重いけど。そう、一回昔っていうかコロナが流行り始めた頃かな、多分おうち時間が暇すぎて、マイケミカルロマンスのベースを全曲コピーしてやろうと思って楽譜作りまくったから、その痕跡が残ってるわ、パソコンに。なんでだ。前のパソコンから移してきたのか。やばい、一生独り言言うかもしれない今日。まあ配信だからいいよね、独り言言いまくって。やばい、久しぶりすぎて設定が全部初期化されてる。厄介だ。なんで全部デフォルトに戻ってるの。いつぶりだこれ。でやっと音源に入れる。音源聞くぞ。バージョンわかんない。 バージョン違うかな。バージョン違うかどうかが分かんない。なんだっけ、あ、送られてきた動画を見ればいいのか。そう、ライブ自体は5月末で、多分スタジオてか3曲やるんだけど、バンド自体は自分は1曲しかやらないから相当ギリギリまで粘れるはずではある。待って、動画が出てこない。どれだ。あ、これか。やべえ、音でかい。音がでかい。なんで。てかキーボードを横に設置してやろうと思ってたのに、キーボード出してくるの忘れた。後で出そう。このさ、この曲さ、あんまりよく知らないけど、とりあえずシンセのドゥドゥドゥドゥドゥドゥドゥドゥみたいなやつがさ、厄介だよね。はあ、厄介だ。痛い。変音記号だ。やばい、耳が衰えてる。本来一発でコピーできるところが一発でコピーできてない。ああ、わかんない。違う。だって BPM が絶対104じゃないんだけど。じゃあ183が合ってたってこと。ちょっと待って。もうわからん。一回あれってメトロノーム使おう。本当に BPM が感覚でわからん。 あ、やっぱこれをゆっくりバージョンだ。あ、シンプルに倍か。オッケーオッケー。いやこれ104じゃなくて、あ、でもいや104だ。でどうやんだっけなこれ。こうでこうだ。オッケーできた。楽器は後で考えよう。オッケー。これの繰り返しか。ちょっと合ってるかな。一回流そう。こんな感じかな。でで音が鳴らなくなった。こんな感じかな。合ってるよな。何回も聞かなくても。なんか待って、4回し目が違う気がする。これ左で弾いた方がいいのか。いや高さ的に変でも右で弾いた方がいいよこれ絶対。思ったほどむずくなかったここ。なんとなくむずい気がしてたけど、あれだな、白菜数えれれば。はいはいはい。そうか。こうか。 いや待って、右がなんか弾いてるなこれ。右じゃねえや、右なんだけど、テレレレレレみたいなやついるな。やばい、マジでペースが遅い。ペースがゴミみたいに遅い。こうするか、おとなしく。うーんあーミュートするの忘れた、ごめん。えーっと楽器何を使えばいいんだ。とりあえずなんか仮で音作っとこう。パッドかな。えーっと文字がでかいんじゃん。シンセ。もう初期設定全部、なんか違うことした。初期設定の字がでけえ、全部。違うけど、まあとりあえずこれでいいか。いや、キモい。キモいよ。キモいよ。これじゃない。ファーファーファーファーファーファーファーファー。エフェクトかな。ちゃうわ。いやもう何でもいいわこれは。マジで久しぶりすぎて何が何だかわからん。これか。これにしとこう。一番惜しいからこれにしとこう、とりあえず。 寒い最近寒いな。最近じゃねえな、今日寒い。とりあえず音が違うのが分かれば何でもいいんだ。楽器をキーボつなれればその場でどの楽器使うかが書けるんだけどつなぐの忘れちゃった。まあいいでしょうこれでなんとなく分かればいいや。うるさいな、けたたましいな音が。それ俺の音量がでかいだけかマジで今日は飽きたらやめる飽きたらやめる。なこうか。なんでこのさ1オクターブプラス1音空いてんの。まあ手でかいから弾けるけど本当にこうか。 デスクとポンツ切り忘れた。ルールール多分ルール違う。こうか。これでイントロができ、イントロじゃねえな。まあ、イントロか。最初のところができた。てんって入るはず。で、で、なんかシンセの音が変わるんだけど、何これ？何これ？ 2 種類ある？ 2 種類になってる？ちょっと違うバージョン見よう。DMM ゲームズフェスティバルいらねえ。広告今のタイミングでいらねえ。もうだって音源版聞いたら音源版もう滑舌が終わった。音源版で違うじゃん、音が。どれが正解っていうか、どれが求められてるやつかわからん。でも送られてきたのライブ映像なんだけど、送られてきたのがライブもう今日滑舌ダメだ。ライブ映像。これ新しい方だよね、音源。多分新しいよね。公式から、いやでも公式から出てないのこれ。古いバージョンっていうか、元のやつの公式、どれやればいいんだろう。ギターか今の。ギターだけどギター一人しかおらんぞこのバンド。どうすんの？ か「てんてん」は絶対シンセで「てんてん」がギターっぽいんだけど違うかな。てんてんてんてんてんてん。もうなんとなくで覚えてる曲ほどコピー厄介なもんないわ。なんとなく知ってんだもん。なんとなく知ってるから、あれ違うのってなるよな、いつも。てんてんてんてん。ドゥドゥドゥディ。あ、やばい。ドゥドゥデデデかな、多分。デデデデデ。ドゥドゥドゥドゥデデドゥドゥ。わかんなくなった。ドゥドゥドゥドゥ。なんか音合ってんだけど、もうなんか同じ音が2個入ってるかもしれん。ドゥドゥドゥドゥドゥ。なんかドゥドゥドゥドゥっぽいな。ついに言語を話さなくなっちゃった。でも高さが分かんなくなった。てんてんか。1個高いな。こうか。絶対音感はあるんだけど、オクターブ音痴なんだよね。一生コンプレックスなんだけど。なんか高さがね、わかんないの。ドはドなんだよ。なんか真ん中のドとか上のドとかわかんなくて、ドはドなんだよ。なんか音多いな。ってどっちだ？ちょっと待ってね。これか。どっちだこれ。こっちっぽいな。でもなんかやべえ、もうなんか耳がゲシュタルト崩壊してきた。とりあえずこれでやってみるか。記憶力が3秒しか持たんからさ、コピーしてコピーっていうか聞き取って楽譜に起こそうって思ってる間にもうね忘れてんのよ、何聞いたか。年かもしれん。パンパンダンダン。とりあえず一応楽器は変えとくか。なんか適当にこの辺かな。全部シンセって書いてある。今楽譜全部シンセって書いてある。シンセはシンセなんで5、6種類やるだけで。 いや、シンセだな。ふわふわシンセが入ってる。シンセってさ、いまだに種類よく分かってないんだけどさ、なんかアニソンとかシンセ多いけど、アニソンやる時のシンセってもうなんか音聞いて、自分の持ってるシンセのダイヤルぐるぐるぐるって回して、これかこれかって一生やってるから、一生ね音の名前覚えらんない。音の名前っていうか楽器の名前が覚えらんないんだよね。えーっとまだ30秒しか進んでないが、えーっとどうせ A メロとか入ってないだろ、機器も知らんけど。あ、これシンセか。ずっと下で「ルルルル」ってなってて、なってるわ。掛け合いしてないわ。これ勝手になってるわ。さっきのに戻ろう。キーボの人の顔を映すんだったら手元映してくれよ。てかドソドミファーって弾けんくない？弾けないわ。さすがにドからファまでは届かないよって。ミまでは届く。いや絶対これ弾く想定じゃないでしょ。あ、でもいいか。バラーンってしてるから。グリサンドだからいいか。グリサンドじゃねえや、あいつアルペジオだからいいか。は、うん、音が汚ね。俺が出した音も汚いけど音が汚い。なんだっけ。あ、やばい、幻聴聞こえてきた。もうわからん。わからん。違うとこ行こう。飛ばそう。待って、小説の数数えるの忘れた。普通に8小節か。合ってるわ。 いやなってるわ。待って、最初が盛り上がりすぎて聞こえん。でてててかな。でででではあれだ、キュベースの感覚で C を押してメトロノーム出そうとすると全部ドに動き変わっちゃう。俺今ゲーム実況よりよく喋ってる気がする。ルルルルルルルルルルルル。んえルルルル違うな。わかんない。耳がくたばってる。でれれれルルルルル。そんな5音あるか。5音もねえだろ。ちゃう。いや入ってるかもしれん。ちょっと待って。へへーといや違うな。こうか。そうね、これはギターのコードに合わせた方がいいな。ギター誰だっけ。やべ。さ、バンドを組むときにさ、ギターとかベースとかに合わせるぞってなったときに、耳コピをするやつか楽譜を必死に探すやつかをさ、見極めないとさ、こいつわかんねえな。わかんねえな。3年ぐらい前だったら絶対楽譜探すタイプだろこの人。多分今耳コピするな。ってことはでこれ絶対ギターとコードが違っちゃうと スタジオ行ってさ、あれこれこことここ楽器ごとに音違うじゃんってなった時にさ、俺が絶対音感持ちだから俺の意見通っちゃうんだよね。間違えるとみんな間違えるんだよね。困ったね。えー、っと E マイナー E マイナーセブン、あ、元気か。でででで、そんなことある。マジそう入ってない。マジか。A マイナー E マイナーセブンス、で F はこれ採点音いらないってこと。まあいいや、とりあえず入れとこう。いや、そんなに音少ない？えやばい、まず幻覚じゃねえや。幻聴聞こえてるかもしれない。幻聴聞こえてるかも。やべ。やばい。いやでも二回し目は確かにそれぐらいシンプルな感じある。なんで？違うな。なんかもう一周しそうな感じあるなこれ。こうか。ちょっと待って、一回離席します。 戻りました。暖房上げていいかな。寒い。なんで今日こんな寒いんだ。あれか、日中家にいたかいないかか。いや、今日気温低いかな、もしかして。なんかあんまり相対的に考えられない。今寒く感じるかどうかでしか気温がわからん。でも0度あるよ。0度超えてるよ。これ言うと住んでるとこバレるかな。住んでるとこバレる可能性あるわ。だって実家と今の家で温度が実家のある地域と今住んでる地域で温度違うもん。実家の方が都心にあるからあったかい。えーっとていうか見てよ、このサムネ世界一雑じゃない？今 OBS 見たら雑だなと思って。毎回雑談枠とか歌枠とかサムネ雑だけど、今までで一番雑かもしんないこれで。ミッフィーにしては耳でかすぎるし、絵はあんま得意じゃない。寒い。このさ、音楽が流れてるわけでもない、一人で俺が喋ってるだけの配信に同説があるの怖くない？すごいね。デスクトップ音声切れてた。よかった。いや、なんか鳴ってる気がするけど、聞こえんやろこれ。いや、これ無視でいいか。無視でいいか。聞こえないもん。聞こえないもん。聞こえないよ。聞こえないというか聞こえるけど、なんか空間系はとりあえず飛ばしていいだろう。なんか音が足りなくて寂しいとか言われたら入れるやつじゃんこれ。てんてん あ、ここは知ってるわ。地割れみたいな声でちょっとまた。地割れじゃねえ、地鳴りか。タンタンタンタンタンか。てんてんてんてんてんはなんかシンセな気がするな。てんてんてん。これ最初と同じ音だよね、多分。てんてんてんてんてんてててててててて。てんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてん。ああ、フリーズしちゃった。ああ、ミュートが間に合わない。てんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてんてん あーはもう楽器がむしになり始めた。なんかこんな感じ。こうか。多分こうだと思う。なんかメンバー的にコーラスもやる気がすんなこれ。ああ。だって世界が終わるまではそうやって出せそうな人がいないんだもん、メンバーに。だってメインボーカルの人が声バカ高いし。あー、ベースが女の子か。ベース女の子だけど、この子逆光の時もなんか上ハモきついって言ってたからな。俺一番上歌う気がすんなこれ。ドゥドゥドゥドゥン。ああ、知ってたわ、このコードは知ってたわ。あ、でも片手だったら弾きながら歌えるか。なんかリズム感絶望的にないから弾きながら歌えないんだよね。だってなんで町田市の住所出てん、住所じゃねえや。温度出てんだ。町田は遠いだろさすがに。なんで町田の天気予報出てんのパソコン。マイナス1度は寒いじゃんとか思ったら町田じゃん。町田は違うわ。町田ではないわ、住んでんの。区内だわ。区内、23区内では住んでんの。 ええ原曲とライブバージョンで違うじゃん、サビが。それもそうか。いっちゃん嫌い、こういうのも違うのいっちゃん嫌い。もうどっち信じていいの？誰の言葉を信じ歩けばいいの？まだミスのキャラ選択もあるし。まだミスのキャラをさ吟味する時間って楽しいんだけどさ、クソほど時間かかるんだよな。死ぬほど迷っちゃう。え待って、今さツイッター見てたらさツイッターを見てたんだけど、ツイッター見てたらアトピー性皮膚炎のかゆみの原因解明とその治療薬発見。マジマジか。後で読もう。さ、アトピーなんかね、不思議なんだけどね、子供の時はアトピーじゃなかったんだけど、大人になってどうしても首とかが痒くて皮膚科行ったら、アトピーですねって言われたの。へえ、アトピーなんだって思って。わかんない。まあなんかだいぶ軽い方ではあるけど、たまにすごく痒い。今かゆみ止め毎日飲んでんだけど、かゆみ止め2日3日連続ぐらいでサボると全身痒くて動けんかゆいけどね、肌は荒れない。かゆいだけ。荒れないっていうか、まあ比較と荒れるんだけど、荒れてかゆいんじゃなくてかゆみが先に出る。普通かわかんないけど。はあ、早くもコピーに飽きている。これ秋が来るからさ、秋が来るからいつも3分の2ぐらい完成させて C メロあたりがすっからかんになった状態で楽譜持ってくんだよね、練習に。はなんかはああ、違うボタン押したわ。消えないし。あ、こうすんのか。あ、消えた。なんか違う気がしてきたこれ。It's not fair to deny me all the cross I bear that you couldn't miss. Love is just a history that they may prove, and when you're gone, I'll tell them my religion's you and bum. She's comes to kill the king upon the throne already for this dirt. I'll dance, dance, dance with my hands, hands, hands above my head, head, head. Like Jesus said, I'm gonna dance, dance, dance with my hands, hands, hands above my head. I'll together, because I won't cry for you. I won't crucify the things you do. I won't cry for you, see, when you're gonna still be bloody Mary. Ah.配信さ、楽譜作るの飽きたらマダミスの配信画面作ろうって思ったけど、今配信してるから配信画面作れないんだよね。バカだな。キャラ選びはできるな。ちょっと待って、ディスコード開こう。いや待って、ディスコード開くとユーズスコアが終わる。いや終わんないかな。音を出さなきゃ終わんないか。やばい、足しびれた。痛い。やばい、痛い。このさ、ビリビリ声をさ出してる状態であさってまだ密なんだけど大丈夫かな。そう、このさ、あさってはブルミスなんだけど、ブルミスの次のシナリオがね、多分次になると思うんだけど、いやでも多分間にもう一個ぐらい挟まりそうなのわかんないけど、挟まんないか。GM は挟まる気がする。間にプレイヤーはやるかわかんない。そうで、その次のマダミスがさ、1ヶ月後、1ヶ月ないな、これ3週間ぐらい後か。3週間ぐらい後に先にあるんだけど、キャラがさわからんのよ。わからんっていうか、なんかさ、ニルノートとかはさ、キャラ選択をシナリオ開始してからやるけどさ、その時にキャラ紹介があるじゃん。ないんよ。ないんよ。で、今週中にキャラ決めて提出してねって話なんだけど、キャラがね、もうね、紹介が3文字とかなんだよね職業とか特徴とかのレベルでしか書いてないの、キャラ紹介が。で、文章とかがないの。ビジュアルはある。いや、ビジュアルはあるからさ、なんか若めの女の子だなとか、がたいのいい男の人だなとか、そういうのはあるんだけど、マジで見た目と名前の情報しかない。どうやって選ぶんだろうどうやって選ぶんだろう。エイダやった時は普通に自分がやりたいキャラはあったんだけど、あったっていうか、まあ、実際やれたやつなんだけど、あったんだけど、エイダの時は男女比見て決めたんだよね。決めたというか、男女比を見て、あ、これ第一志望で言っても被らないなって思って出したんだけど、迷いつつも今回もまた男女比が一致してないんだよなブルミスはね、一致してた。まあ一致してたやつに入るんじゃないかな。てか定員オーバーをしていなかった。こっちの次やるやつは 次やるやつは多分女性が3人いる。女性キャラ3人で女性が自分以外に3人いる。自分は別にどっちでもいいんだけど、まあ声がこれだからな。これフォームで提出するやつだから、なんか途中まで書いて後で残り決めようとかができないや。いやでも第一と第二は決まってる気がする。やば、むせた。第一と第二決まってて、第三と第四も決まってる気がする。どっちをどっちにするかって感じかな。マジで寒いんだけど、なんでまた熱出した俺。さすがに出してないか。楽譜にボーカルんとこも足しとこう。いやボーカルは音程取らんくていいや。ボーカルどうせ音程取っても読まんし、楽譜歌詞メモっといた方がいいわ。それは全然直前にやればいいし。やべ、音がでかい。なんでなんで音がでかいんだけど。鮭さんが1時間前にチャットくれてた。なんで表示されてないの俺の画面。今さ、なんでなんでだ。いや OBS じゃねえや、ブラウザの方のさチャット見てたらさ、一個もチャット来てなかったんだけどさ。ごめん、1時間前だなんか今 OBS のさチャット、昨日アマンガスやってたから閉じてたんだけど表示されたわ。なんでだろう。えーっと 18小節。3456789101112131415161718。すっげえアナログな方法使ってるわ。サビが18小節。どうしようかな。何時まで作業しようかな。遅くても1時半には終わろう。明日在宅なのはいいことにまったりやってるわ。明日の朝スプラやろうかな。いつも通り。なんか最近長らくできてない気がする。最近あれか、在宅の日寝坊してるからさ。在宅の日9時勤務開始にで8時55分とかに起きてる。疲れすぎちゃって、夜更かしすぎて。ちょっと待って、お水補充しよう。お水注ぐ音は入れたくないよね。4小節か。最初にあれだ、なんかサビ何小節とかやっとくと、後々途中からやりてーってなった時に、ここからやればいいのかってわかるから。間違えた。マジで寒いんだけど、なんで冷風が出てくるの。体温高い？もしかして。後で測ろう。今測る意味ないな。いやさ、この曲ってさ、いつだっけ、96年とかだよね。96年だった気がするんだけど。この曲が出る前に生まれてた人一人もいないかもしれない。95年か。じゃあいないわ。94年じゃん。94あれ ?96 年って記憶してたんだけど、なんでだ。うーんと。 スラダンが96年。あ、待って、あれ今調べてやっと理解した。元のやつと第5期バージョンがあるんだ。で、第5期の方送られてきてるから第5期の方でいいのか。やっと理解した。で、第5期の方やってるからいいんだ。スラダンの2期がいつだ。まあ言っても94年か。わかんないけど。94年か。記憶間違えて。バンドメンバー一人も94年に生まれてないんだけど。だって最年長が96年じゃない多分生まれてんの。いくつだ。やばい、これ自分よりいくつ上とか言うとバレるわ。最年長96年生まれだ。で最年少が2000年生まれマジ。2000年生まれって最年少2000年生まれで早生まれだから。もうすぐ誕生日じゃん。いつだっけ。来週だった気がする。なんだろう、なんかこのバンドフルパじゃない感じする。なんでだろう。ボーカルが多いんだ。ボーカルが分かる。Oh, hi, Watcher. I am attempting to make sheet music because I'm going to need it I'm going to need it for a live performance coming up in May. So I'm not in a rush to do this, but I'm doing this right now. No, not for cover. It's for. I mean, I could do a cover of this, but no, it's not for cover. It's for a live performance. Because I got asked to play keys for a band, and I'm having to learn the song. But since I'm going to get flagged if I play the original song on the stream, I'm just doing this in silence. I did this halfway. No, I didn't. Crap, I'm lost again. Oh yeah, you know the song? It's the song for Slam Dunk from the 90s. And this happened before I was born, but we're doing this for some reason. Oh, you searched for it. That's an accurate search. I mean, the instruments are all messed up in the one I made. I already did this part. Eh? Oh. Shit, I can't do math. Oh, my next cover. I do. Well. I am planning on doing a full version cover by the time Bitter Choco Decoration hits 1,000 views. I don't know if that's going to be the next one or the one after the next one, but I am planning on doing that. I don't know about translations though. I mean, I am low-key out of ideas. No, I'm actually not out of ideas. I am out of the songs that I could play and the songs that I could translate just to match anymore. So it's either I do full-length covers in English, or the translations get lost in the bin. But let's see. I do have like a list of songs that I want to do. I was actually planning to do like 2 covers at the beginning of this month, but I was down with a fever earlier this month, so I just couldn't. Yeah, one of the songs I want to do is Backlight by Otto. I don't know if this cover will be in English or in Japanese, but I am working on that. What else is there? I also want to do another musical song soon, but I don't really have an idea as to what song I want to do. Yeah, I am planning on doing more covers, but I do want to do an equal amount of both. But again, I am out of ideas. I also think it's about time I did My Chemical Romance. One of my favorite bands ever. I don't know. I hope to do 1 cover this month. Oh, The Greatest Show. MCR the classic. Indeed. They've only had 2 songs the last decade, I believe. Yeah, but The Greatest Show though. I know that one song that Panic did. I actually haven't seen the film, so I just know like bits of, what was it? This Is Me? Was it what? Yeah, This Is Me. I know like bits from This Is Me, and I also know The Greatest Show, but I don't know any other song. Yeah, the Black Parade. I did cover Welcome to the Black Parade along with a few other songs back in my college years as a band. That was a live performance, not a recorded thing. I mean, there's recorded footage of it, but it's in very low quality. I did Welcome to the Black Parade. I did Helena. What else was there? I Don't Love You, Cancer. What's the other one? Oh, I'm Not Okay. But if I had to do an MCR cover, I'd be doing like Famous Last Words or something, because I'm not. I can't scream or belt in my apartment. I also can't scream in general. Yeah, it was one of the bigger performances back in college. If anything, it was the biggest one, I think. Usually it's 3-4 songs per show at most. Even that's a lot. No, it's usually 2 or 3 songs. 3 if we could manage to squeeze it into in the time. But it's usually 2 songs. But that particular performance, I was actually originally planning on doing 6 songs, but I just couldn't. Well, it was during during the worst of the pandemic, I think. No, second year of the pandemic. So it wasn't as bad, but it was hard for us to meet up and practice, so I had to cut out 1 song. People backstage are important, I tell you. I mean, the show, like, sure, the people on stage bring it, they take it all, but without the people backstage, shows wouldn't happen. I'm usually the one that stands on stage, tries to get the attention, and then regrets it after the performance. Like back when I back when I was in high school, I think. There was this one time we did a class play, and first I lost the audition for the main part, and then I auditioned for a different part and got that part, and then, well, I was just not a good actor. So it was the shittiest thing ever. I think back to it now, it's been like, what, 10 years? No, it hasn't been 10 years yet. It's been like 7 or 8 years. And I think about what I could have done back then. Like, I could have suggested that I throw in this line or do this bit or something. I'm not a stage person, honestly. I mean, I do enjoy both acting and singing, but I just don't want to do those things on stage. I do like getting the spotlight, though. That seems to surprise people because people think I am timid. If I were timid, I would not be doing YouTube right now. Uh, yeah, well, I guess I used to hate acting, uh, until high school, I guess. And then I got obsessed with musicals, and I just really wanted to be a part of one, but because I like Broadway musicals, and being in Japan, English is not the majority language. I couldn't really find a place to do the kind of musicals I like, so I've never actually tried musicals. But yeah, until I got obsessed with musicals, I was really scared, I guess, of acting. I mean, nowadays I do murder mysteries, so it's pretty clear I like acting. But back then I didn't. I guess I was scared of it. Well, I could go further back, and I used to do ballet before, but ballet is the absolute worst because I talk a lot and I fidget a lot. Both things should not be in ballet. I'm also a very shitty dancer. I mean, as a kid, I was the stereotypical hyperactive kid. Like my ballet teacher had to tell my mother not to feed me chocolate before the lessons because I just got too excited. Well, yeah, occasionally I could be watching a Japanese murder mystery and not understand what they're saying, even though I'm fluent in Japanese. It's not like the language barrier. People just think differently. Like, it's cool if you could do traditional dancing. I mean, I personally never had a chance to do anything traditional growing up. I mean, I didn't grow up in Japan, that's why. I I haven't done traditional dancing or traditional music or anything like that. If anything, I look shitty in a kimono, so I don't do anything Japanese. Well, I mean, I used to, I wouldn't say I used to dance. I did ballet when I was, until I was 10. And then when I was 10, I did cheerleading. Really girly stuff. Really girly stuff, and and then I grew up it's only to realize that uh, I had a complex gender. Oh, you get to learn about it in school. That's cool. We did do judo back in school, but I we don't do Japanese dancing because probably because like dressing in a kimono and shit is hard. Also, there's not many people that could teach. We have like uh once a year kind of lectures on Japanese arts though. Like I have a friend that is a kabuki dancer, a performer, kabuki performer. Um, so he brought his family in because his whole family did kabuki. He brought his whole family in to the school and they did a show, taught us about kabuki. Uh, I also had another friend that did music for uh what did he do? Uh what was it? not kabuki, but something like I think it was no or no, it was no or Kogen. I'm not sure. Something. Oh, so my friend is a professional Japanese instrumentalist, I guess, is how I'd call it. So he'd do like background music for Japanese performance arts. And obviously, it's really rare for people to be doing that. But for some reason, we had those people in school. I was lucky enough to be friends with them. I'm actually not sure how it's. Let me check the settings. I think I've made this. I've set it so that let's see. Wait, where do I check that? I think my laptop is incapable of streaming with ultra low latency. So I make it a point to probably stream in the lowest resolution possible. But no, I haven't set it to slow mode. Yeah, music is important. Well, I guess it counts as music. I mean, there's types of Japanese performance arts where they, what to say it? Where they're like recite, I guess. Recite. I don't know if recite is the good best word for it. Where they recite, half sing and half what do you call it? Like there's a Japanese performance art with mostly monologue. That's like kind of like singing but mostly talking. I guess yeah, technically, but not as much singing as opera. I personally find it fascinating though. There's this special I guess vocal technique for it. Like you could talk to somebody that does Japanese performance arts and you'd know that they are doing that from the way they speak, I guess. I guess that applies to a lot of cultures, a lot of things in a lot of cultures. Like, you'd meet someone that does ballet and they'd be standing very upright. I don't know about the things in other cultures, but in Japanese culture, Japanese performance arts are mostly done by generations of families. So you're basically born into a house that does a certain form of performance art. There are occasionally people that um, join families, I guess, to take part in the performance art, but most people are born into families that, I guess, do the arts. Back in college, I used to do volunteering for I guess I did voluntary work to I guess help the students from overseas fit into the Japanese lifestyle. And when I did that, I regretted not learning much about Japanese culture enough to I guess talk about it. I mean, most people, they came for the anime, not Japanese. I guess like traditional Japanese culture. Most people come for anime, but then again, I mean, you want to tell them about the traditional things in your country. I wasn't capable of doing that, so I regretted not learning about these things enough. Well, here's the thing though, like the voluntary work I was doing, the volunteers in Japan are mostly girls. Uh, I probably shouldn't use this term, but like basic girls that just happen to be Japanese. Like I mean, most of them are fluent in English, and they like American culture, I guess. Most of them. Not everybody, but most of them, they like American culture, they like Western culture. And then the students that come from overseas, they like Japanese culture. So there's no way in hell we could uh I I don't know why they're mostly girls, but I mean, my university had more girls, but I don't think that's the reason why. But I guess like you could find a class of English majors and maybe 80% will be girls. It's a statistics thing, I guess. Like a girl good at English will major in English, but a boy good at English would probably major in something else. I don't know why. I mean, I myself, I am good at English. Was my best subject. It was my best subject throughout my school years, all of my school years. But I didn't major in English either. So there are people that, yeah, don't major in English, I guess. So yeah, I knew like a little bit about anime. Um, I don't watch a lot, but I do know the names of anime and what certain anime is about, or what the opening theme was for a certain anime, if they're like popular. Most of the other volunteers probably didn't. I also made sure to like research places where anime fans might enjoy going to. because I really wanted to be able to support, let the students have their best time in Japan. I mean, they're only going to be here for like 6 months, so. Oh yeah, that's true. You don't take the class you're good at. Although, well, in high school I was good at English and uh gym. I was good at PE. I was also good at music, but I ended up majoring in math. So, oh yeah, Akihabara. Um, I know well enough about Akihabara to take somebody through. I don't, because I'm not an anime person. I don't go to Akihabara that often, but I do know the place. I do know the area. Akihabara also has stores for American comics, and they also have instrument stores, so I have my reasons to go there. It's just not for the anime. Well, interesting place though, Akihabara. Like, there's like you can walk the street and encounter a bunch of girls in cosplays. It's like Halloween there. Well, I guess. I mean, paper comics are struggling, obviously, but I mean, Marvel is a big thing. At least the movies are. DC is rotting, rotting. I do like DC more than Marvel, but yes, I'm able to find comics. I'm able to shop for comics in Japan, which is a relief. Ooh, that's neat. I guess even in Japan, there's more content that goes out than the content that comes in. So, like, there's more Japanese manga translated to English than American comics translated into Japanese. Older issues, like classic style American comics. American comics are still a thing, you know. Oh yeah, I guess. Finding translated content is a struggle though in Japan. Like, I was originally going to become a translator for comics or books somewhere, press, printing related. But you can barely find places where they hire new translators. I mean, I am technically a translator, but it's not my full main job. It's just translating is part of what I do. Oh yeah, I am a translation junkie, so I do translate regardless of whether I get money for it or not. But it is really hard to get money for translating. I have been translating in my spare time, and they just never see they just never see the light of day. Oh, you translate too. I feel like there's a lot of I don't know how to word this right. Like like VTuber agencies like Nijisanji has Indonesian uh Indonesian like what do you call it, counterparts, right? Like I feel like there's a lot of Indonesian versions of certain things. Oh, right. I once heard wise words of a translator. I don't know if it applies to translators in other countries, but at least in Japan, there are people that like translate between Japanese and languages other than English. Japanese translators for languages other than English are most likely fluent in English as well. So if it's just Japanese and English, it's not going to be enough for you to make a living. At least that's the, I guess, theory as a translator in Japan. I don't know if it applies to people in other countries, though. I'm actually not much of an expert in Niji. I'm more of a holo person. I mean, I watch Japanese Nijisanji and English holo live, I guess. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people that speak languages, they, yeah, it's very rare that people are bilingual without, I guess it's not, most by most bilingual people are English to something else. If they could speak in English if they could speak a language other than English, they're usually more than trilingual. I grew up being told that if I could speak English, I could learn other languages. Unfortunately, I am still bilingual. I mean, I attempted to learn like the alphabet in Greek, Russian, Korean. Never managed to learn any of them. I guess it's easier if I attempted like languages that stem from Latin. I haven't been doing that. I've actually attempted to avoid languages that come from Latin. I mean, you could expect most content around the world to be translated into English. So yeah, I guess I was lucky to have the ability to speak English from a young age because I could understand most things that are popular globally. Japanese is difficult. It's like the only language with three different types of writing. I am actually dyslexic in katakana. I mean, I could read in katakana. I just take more time, and I also misread a lot of words. So yeah, even as a Japanese native, I am struggling to write in katakana. The difficult part of us about kanji is not the meaning; it's the way you read the kanji. I mean, I don't know what it's like in the languages, any of the languages used in China, like Mandarin, Cantonese. I don't know if are there multiple readings for each kanji, each Chinese character, or like if you speak a language using Chinese characters, you will find it easy to learn what the kanji means, but it's still not easy to learn how exactly to read that kanji. Oh, it's tones. I once watched a video by a Chinese YouTuber. He was explaining about there were like different types of the word ma, like the way in different tones, and how they each of the different tones mean something different. I think I've talked about this in another stream. My dad is not very I mean, what do you call it? My dad is average in terms of hearing. Um, I get my perfect pitch and whatnot for my mother's side. My father is normal. Um, he he just couldn't learn to speak Chinese at all. He could read in Chinese, but Chinese was one of the languages he couldn't speak. Like he like go to China and attempt to talk to the bus driver, and the bus driver won't understand what he said at all, and he had to write it down. Yeah, I guess like being Japanese, I'm being a Japanese that's well moderate at kanji. Uh, I'd be able to read and understand to an extent what Chinese, what certain Chinese sentences are. But oh, I just can't imagine trying to learn that language. It's gonna be difficult as hell. I mean, I guess speaking in a different language in general is difficult. I mean, you could say something and then you might be pronouncing it wrong, and then they'd be laughing behind your back. I mean, there are. Whoa. I guess I've set like the bar too high when it comes to learning foreign languages. Oh yeah, like I've actually never been to any part of Asia other than the country I was born in. But um I feel like a lot of southeastern and South Asian countries in tourist like locations they have like English, Chinese, Korean, Japanese signs like for every Asian to understand, I guess. I mean, even in Japan nowadays, we have signs in four languages: Japanese, English, Chinese, and Korean, I think. Mostly four languages. Ah, Thailand. I mean, they created a language. I don't know who they is, but they created the language. They constructed the language Esperanto for that purpose, like to make. Oh shit! My OBS just randomly disconnected right now. Yeah, so like they created Esperanto for so that people could everybody could learn that language. But not nobody, but it's not like a main common language much. I mean, if you could speak English, you could go to most places. I used to travel with my parents when I was younger. Um, so we go to like France, Spain, Germany, and then my parents are very proud people, so they would never ask for the English menu. They'd ask for a menu in the language that's most spoken in the country. And I mean, both my parents are fluent in French, so in France we never struggled. When we went to Spain and Germany, my parents learned the language beforehand so that we could understand everything there was to understand. I guess everything there was for a tourist to understand. Me being a kid, I couldn't possibly learn an extra language. I can't. My parents can though. Both my parents are fluent in French. I just never bothered to learn French because my parents could speak, and I just didn't want to be. I just didn't want to compare myself to my parents, I guess. And then the whole family could speak German except for me. My whole family is at least trilingual except for me. I do know like random words and phrases in French. Uh, because I do listen to foreign music, I guess, language songs in French. Oh, you come from a Chinese family. I grew up like fully Japanese, but I come from a family of English teachers, so there was no way in hell I was going to be not fuck, I can't English anymore. um there was no way in hell I was going to be bad at English, I guess. I can't imagine trying to learn a new language at this point in my life though. Right. I guess I just get bored too quickly. Like oh, you've started learning Japanese. Japanese is an easy language to learn if you only plan to speak it. I mean, all of the difficult bits are in the writing. I mean, if you want to speak Japanese, it's pretty easy because you could jumble all of the words and still make an understandable sentence, which is pretty rare, I guess, in a language. Oh, it's the same with Chinese. I did not know that. I guess Japanese is one of the easy languages to pretend to speak, I guess. Like it's the one of the hardest languages to properly master, but if you want to go on a vacation in Japan, it's pretty easy to like learn Japanese in a few weeks or months and manage to converse with people. Yeah, exams are difficult. I mean, I personally consider myself very fluent in English, and I still can't ace an English exam for shit, so. Exams are different. I guess it's all up to what you want to do with the language you learned. I don't plan on traveling to foreign countries as of now, so if I could read and understand bits of a certain language, I'm satisfied. Well, yeah, a lot of Japanese people can't Japanese, so. Yeah, internet is great. I was attempted to play Dread Hunger with voice chat with a bunch of strangers. I don't know where the people were from. I think they were all like European, somewhere in Europe, or maybe American. I'm not sure. They weren't Asian, I think. I attempted to join a game of Dread Hunger, and I was so bad at the game that I just never really had a chance to talk to everybody else. My English has actually become better since I started streaming, or since I moved out of my parents' apartment. I don't know which. Yeah, there are certain games with voice chat where you could learn different languages, I guess. Like one of my friends, he was a German major. He majored in German, I think. And he wasn't very good at English himself, but he started playing VR chat or something, and he just became way better at English than he did in his college years, I guess. I don't play games with voice chat much though. I mean, I've been playing Among Us in Japanese, but that's pretty much it. I've always been more of a text chat, I guess. Yeah. Certain games will teach you nasty words. Like you could not understand like any English and you'd still know what sus is from watching too much Among Us. Yeah, you learn more from speaking, but it takes more courage. There's also the problem with time zones. I mean, if I wanted to encounter someone from an English speaking country and I'd have to like start playing at the in the middle of the night or something. Oh, you watch my live streams. Yeah, I've been streaming a lot in Japanese lately. I scream an awful lot though, playing Among Us. I used to watch streams in languages that I don't understand back when I was studying for my college exams. I mean, if it's in a language that I understand fully, I'm going to be focusing on that. But I do need like the background audio for stuff, so I'd start playing like French interviews or something while I study. I mean, it's a game of life and death. And then Among Us recently introduced a new mode called hide and seek, which is basically running for us from a serial killer. So more screaming. I mean, I screamed so much to the point where I actually managed to make a scream compilation for out of a month of footage. Oh, you want to try too? I haven't been doing this for long though myself. I mean, I started years ago, but I've only recently started to upload consistently, I guess. It's very easy to stream nowadays, though. I mean, you can stream from your phone, which is very convenient. What I did was when I started off, I started from doing playing text RPG games, I guess. Games that I could read the text for, so that I wouldn't be silent while playing the game. That's where I started off. I did the full series. I have a playlist of it. It's Natsu no Kanata. I played that game. I think that was the first game I streamed properly, I think. Oh, you do have OBS though. If you could use OBS, it's really easy though. Oh yeah, Valhalla too. I finished that Natsu no Kanata game, and then I wanted something similar in English. That's why I chose Valhalla. It's about time I went back to playing Valhalla, but I just games like that, you have to like finish the day. Whereas games like Splatoon, I could just play for like 30 minutes and just sign off. I guess I should be finishing up. I mean, I am going to work from home tomorrow, so I don't have to like wake up that super early. I guess I'll finish in a few minutes. But yeah. Thanks for your concern, I guess. I am very much a night owl though. Let's see. I have Among Us tomorrow, and I have a murder mystery game coming up on Thursday. Wait, today is Wednesday, so yeah, tonight I'm going to have an Among Us stream. Tomorrow I'll be playing a murder mystery game. Streamers are pretty much insane. I mean, yeah, sure, Holo and Niji VTubers are insane in their streaming schedule. And then there's like the Among Us streamers that I watch, they have a lot of them, they have day jobs. They finish their day jobs and then start streaming Among Us games at 9 p.m. It's insane. And a lot of them have like consistent upload schedules apart from their streaming. It's impressive. I only started streaming properly when I started working from home half the week. For me, it doesn't really matter if it doesn't really matter how much I work at night, how late I stay up at night. I'm still gonna be sleeping in the daytime. I'm still managing to play Among Us in peace. Oh, well, kind of. I'm probably going to be releasing a video on a certain 2 hours of Among Us where I just kept getting killed by the same person. Well, I haven't been fighting with anybody. I don't think I'd be fighting even if I were not streaming, but Uno is a game of life and death. That game will destroy your friendships. Definitely. Oh, you live in a dorm. I once got into a mild argument playing werewolf though. Like we were playing a game of werewolf with maybe 13 players, and just one of the guys were very experienced in the game, and he just went crazy on it, and I got annoyed. But even that was not a proper fight. I just got pissed. I do have the tendency to yell at friends though. I try not to use vulgar language because I'm streaming, but I am prone to doing that off stream, so. Let's see how long this lasts. Well, indeed, that's why I don't play werewolf. I keep dying off in the first few nights. At least with Among Us, you could avoid death. I mean, death is not something that always happens. You can make sure you stay with people all the time so that you don't get killed. Whereas in werewolf, if people consider you good, you're gonna be the first to get kicked out of the game. So yeah, divers will get accused first. I mean, it's more fun getting accused. I mean, the most boring. Yeah. Well, I mean, the most boring outcome in those games is not doing anything and staying for most of the game, but not winning. I mean, that's like the most boring outcome in those kinds of games. So, getting accused and fighting is better, I guess. I mean, in that short I recently uploaded, where there was a role called God, who was able to who knew all of the world, who uh this role God knew everybody's roles, and he was able to, and he had to keep it a secret that he was God, but he just the guy that got assigned the role just decided to mess with everybody and told everybody that I was the imposter. So that happened. And I got myself a short with 900 views, so not bad. I mean, at least when you're streaming, you could think about what's going to be more entertaining to watch rather than what's entertaining for you to play. Yeah, that's a modded role. I think it is available in English. I don't know if it's fully available in English, but it's available in English. The mod that we used when we had the role God was Super New Rules. That reminds me, I know I couldn't pick up your comment real time yesterday. We were using the same mod yesterday. It's a mod called Super New Rules, and you could find it on GitHub. Well, yeah, back to talking about streaming. I don't know if I'm qualified to give advice, but you could just stream without talking. I mean, you could start from there. There was this one time I played Dead by Daylight. I deleted the recording because it was too glitchy, but I rarely talked throughout that stream. And that was still a stream, so you could start from there. You could start from playing a game and not talking, and maybe talking to the chat if anybody appears, I guess. Internet connection is a problem. I have a problem with either the internet connection or my laptop. My laptop is not capable of streaming and recording at the same time, at least. Or you could start from recording short clips of something, like a good kill maybe, and start from uploading that. Yeah, I'm stuck with the internet that came with the apartment too. Like, I would prefer faster internet, but it's not gonna happen. At least while I'm living in this apartment. But I had shitty internet in my parents' apartment as well, because for some reason just my room, not anybody else's room, just my room had like shitty internet. The internet will like crash every 30 minutes. And since it's my parents' house, we lived in a decent house. I mean, it's not like a cheap apartment for somebody in their 20s to live in. It's like a family home. Well, I mean, 30 isn't bad. I stream on 24 frames per second. Mainly because I don't play those kinds of games where faster frame rates are necessary. But I used to stream Among Us in 30 frames per second, and it just got glitchy, so I lowered the frame rate. it's either you keep the good quality, high quality screen, high resolution. Either keep the high resolution or you keep the frame rate. It's hard to keep both. Well, most YouTube streamers, they stream in 30 frames per second though, not 60. I mean, 60 is too heavy for the viewer to watch too, so 30 is a good number, honestly, to stream. When it comes to recording, it's a different different issue, I guess. But if you're going to stream, I think 30 is a good number. Well, if you're recording or streaming on OBS, it's settings, video. The video tab in settings, and you'll find the resolution and the FPS values. Recording. I guess you could like try different FPS values and see what fits your needs, I guess. Oh, then I don't know. I used to, before I started streaming, I used to be recording on the one that Windows comes with, like the default Xbox thingy. Recording with OBS is convenient though. I don't know, I haven't really used that many other software, but oh. Well, maybe you could lower the resolution instead of the frame rate if you want to capture the fast motion. Oh. Then maybe not, maybe the frame rate isn't the problem, it's the encoding. I'm not sure. Like, I play shooting games in 30 frames per second. And it's playable from a beginner's perspective. Oh, you found it, great. I don't know, if you have OBS, you could try recording with OBS and see how that goes. I don't play shooting games myself much. But back when I was in college, one of my friends was complaining about playing Apex on 60. He complained that 60 was too low a frame rate. I was shocked because I usually play and watch gameplays on like 30, so you can configure you can configure keys on OBS to start and stop recording without opening the software. I mean, you open OBS and it could be running in the background. I'm not much of a player, but I've managed to the laptop managed to operate with Apex, but for some reason Dead by Daylight is the one game that just doesn't work for my laptop. Oh wait, no. Dead by Daylight is decent. Gotham Knights was the game I struggled really. Yeah. I've made it a habit to keep OBS running in the background when I play games. Yeah, the new Batman game. I started playing the game the day it came out, but my laptop was not capable of any gameplay. Like, I made it through like 2 hours of the game. Well, yeah, 2 hours. Like, I played for 2 hours and struggled to get off the motorcycle. Like, I couldn't. What was it? I couldn't get the motorcycle to like move anywhere. Yeah, I've never seen a game as heavy as that. Is I was playing without streaming and it was still slow as hell. I mean, they were on about the graphics being great, but for most people it was just too heavy. Yeah, it was so laggy, couldn't move. Like, the dialogue in the game. Oh, so it starts from like this cutscene, and the audio for the dialogue was normal. It was okay. It wasn't slow, but the video, the screen was so slow that it took like 3 times the actual length of what it was supposed to be. And I had no idea what was happening in the intro sequence. So like the intro sequence was slow, and then you start to play the game. And basically, I mean, the beginning of the game, the beginning of any game is like the tutorial part, and I couldn't even get through that tutorial part because it was so laggy. I mean, the tutorial is a tutorial. Like, there's a target that doesn't move and you're supposed to shoot it or something. The game was so heavy that it wouldn't even do that. I was very disappointed because I did my research and I made sure my laptop had enough specs for the game. And the game was pricey too. And I was playing it on the lowest resolution so that it would move, and it still didn't. I mean, my laptop was okay. I mean, my laptop isn't the best, but I guess it's the best a laptop could be. I mean, a desktop will probably be much better, but I actually had way more than a minimum. I mean, I think the required resolution, the required specs for the game for Gotham Knights was about the same as Dread Hunger or something, and I was able to play Dread Hunger, so I don't know what was up with that, but I had to abandon the game after 2 hours of gameplay. Sad. I am considering getting a stronger computer some point this year. That's my goal for the year. I don't know when it's gonna be. Yeah, right. Like I had all of those specs, even more than that. Like it wasn't exactly the minimum specs. I had more than a minimal requirement, and it still just wouldn't move. Oh my god. My leg fell asleep. My apartment is really cold tonight for some reason, and I was just sitting. I was sitting on my feet, on my chair, and my leg fell asleep. Oh yeah, I don't play those. I don't play games with that have high requirements for specs either. But it was Gotham Knights, so I am a sucker for DC content. So of course I had to, like I was willing to pay for the game, even if I were unable to play the game. I was willing to pay for it, but I I was expecting to play a little more than what I managed. I'm not a Batman stan, but I am more Batman than Superman, if I had to choose. Cool. My best friend, he's also a DC fan. Oh, only Batman. One of my friends, he likes DC possibly more than I do. And he played all of the Arkham games. I envy him because I haven't been able to play any of the Arkham games yet. The Batman games are very well made in storyline. Also, it's Batman. You get to play as Batman. How cool is that? Oh, well, it's getting late. I am going to. I'm Batman. I am darkness. I am the night. I am Batman. I was in such a shock when the voice actor recently passed away. Kevin Conroy. He was my favorite Batman. It's 3 a.m. I need to stop streaming. I have a stream coming up tomorrow and the day after, so I need my sleep too. So yeah, thanks for coming, Watcher. I'm going to catch some Z's now. Okay, so I guess it's night in your area too. So have a good night, I guess. Yeah, good night.